If you disagree with me on this, then you are exactly who I'm talking about. Because a person who doesn't do this would not feel guilty. If you feel guilty or offended by what I'm about to say, you do it. Hi guys, so I know some of you guys are probably like, yeah, why do you have a full beat of makeup on? Because I never really have makeup on. Real answer, I have to wear makeup tomorrow because tomorrow is the first day of, guys, I'm gonna be a senior citizen. Basically because I'm on the dance team, I have to wear presentable makeup, so I was just practicing it to see how it looks. But this is not what the video is about, and I need to put my glasses on because I can barely see. So my friend asked me, because she's going into junior year, about advice for school. Now I already gave her the advice, but I've been needing to film this video because I wanted to do an advice video, and now school's starting tomorrow. Might as well just do it right now. I already gave her the advice, but I just wanted to make a video of just overall high school advice, because I just want to say this right now. Some of the videos that y'all be saying the same thing. Some of them be saying the same thing. They don't really be preparing you for real. They just be like, watch out for the seniors, which is true. It's true. Watch out for the seniors, because some of them be like, they be a little weird. Okay, today we're gonna be filming a senior advice video. I don't have none of this written down, so this is gonna be straight from the mind. So I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't think you guys know that I can see those percentages. I can see that some of you guys are not subscribed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Put your favorite point of the video. And now we're going to get into this video of high school advice. Okay, coming in at number 1, if you're a freshman or underclassman, I'm gonna need you to stay away from them seniors, okay? Because them seniors, like, speaking from a senior and someone who has fell into that trap, them seniors be playing. Like, they just, I'm saying them seniors like I'm not a senior, like that's kind of funny, right? That's kind of funny. But no, as a freshman, don't fall for the senior propaganda, guys. Yes, some of them may be attractive, but at the same time, some of them be going after the freshmen because the freshmen are fresh meat. They don't know what situations that be going on. They're basically newbies. They don't know anything. So someone could literally be, they could be thotting around with every single person at school, and then the new people don't know. Let me just story time right quick, because you know I love to jump to story times to explain my reasoning. I feel like when I say the story, it explains why I'm saying it, so I'm gonna just give you an example. When I was a freshman, there was a guy who was a senior, and I thought he was very attractive, okay? So like I would try to get close to his friends, and I found out some stuff I didn't want to find out. Let's just say that, because I was kind of giving stalker. But we don't talk about that. Yeah, I used to be like looking on everything. I used to be looking at the friends' Instagram and stuff like that. I was the type of person that I was admiring from a distance. So I thought. Because I think they found out. Oh my god! I think they found out because sometimes they would try to do little stuff, like their friends would try to do little stuff to me, and I'm like, that's weird. One time, one of his friends, you know when B-roll was popular, the app B-roll, that app died so fast. When B-roll was popular, I would like follow some of the people, like his friend, on B-roll, and one time I posted something on B-roll. It wasn't even a picture of my face, and his friend literally put heart eye emojis on my stuff. My point is, them seniors, they be, especially the athletes. I am an athlete myself, but I don't know what it is. Well, actually I do. I feel like people who are on like sports teams, who are like around the upperclassmen age, they feel like because they're on like an athletic team, and if they look good, they can get anybody in the school. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. That's not an exaggeration, because literally when I tell you, when I was a freshman, those people would get anybody. And literally in like just a snap, like just that quick. I'm not joking. So if you see a senior and you're underclassmen, they're trying to get with you, sometimes I feel like it could also be that people in their grade know what shenanigans they be doing, so they go for people who are younger because they're just clueless. So if you're underclassmen and some senior come up to you and be like, oh, where my hug at? Girl, run. Yeah. I'm also gonna say this. I don't know if it was just me. Freshman classes are not hard. They're not hard. To me, I feel like there's no excuse that you should be failing any classes when you are in 9th to 10th grade. Junior, okay. But even then, I feel like failing is a choice. Failing is a choice. If you really want to get your grades up, you can do that. Nothing is stopping you from working hard and getting your grades up. 9th grade work is not hard, and neither is 10th grade. So I would advise that you pay attention in your classes and do the work. Again, I don't know if it was just my school, but at my school, I passed all my classes, did not fail once in 9th or 10th. Wait, actually, okay, wait. I retract that statement. Wait, there was one class, but I'll tell you why I did not pass that class. Chemistry. Me and chemistry have beef. Maybe it was just the teacher. I'm fully able to accept if it was the teacher, because I swear if someone else taught it to me, I could understand it. But when the teacher taught it to me, it's like words just going in my brain and it's just going out the other. It just did not make sense to me. So that class, I had to make it up. I feel like the rest of the classes I passed. The only one I did not pass in my entire time of being in high school, chemistry. Yeah, I don't think 9th and 10th grade classes are hard. 10th grade is when you can take AP classes. I don't know what school you guys go to, so it could be different, but at my school, you can start taking APs in 10th grade. 9th grade, you can only take one certain AP class, but I don't know what class it is. It's only one that you can take as a 9th grader. The rest of them, you have to take them in 10th. I would recommend though, if you plan on going to any UCs or Cal State, definitely do AP classes, but again, don't go wild with it. Please don't. I had one friend who literally last year, all her classes were APs. That is insane. I'm glad she passed all of them. She passed all of them with A. But if you do that, you're gonna put yourself through a whole bunch of stress you don't want. Like AP classes, they're way more high maintenance than a regular class because AP classes are college courses. It's something that you would take in college. Another thing I would also say is if you want to take like college courses, you can go to community college and take college courses. I personally, I don't know how that works, but my friend also takes college courses to make her look more competitive for applying to colleges. Yeah, but for AP classes, I would sign up for some of them. Ever since 10th grade started, I was taking AP classes. But personally, I feel like the mistake that I made, I'm telling you this so you don't do this, you guys need to study outside of your AP class. I did not do that. Don't ask me what I got on that AP test. Study outside of the class. If you don't study outside the class, I mean, it depends on what effort you put in the class. I recommend that you study outside of class, an hour of studying a day. Just make sure that you study the things that are going to be on the test. Also, I did this too. It works to an extent because you need to add it plus studying outside. When you have an AP course, if there is a chance that you can take a mock exam, take the mock exam. Take the mock exam because you don't want to be at the AP test and you're just surprised. You're surprised on what the test is. That is the worst thing ever because that is how when I took my first AP class, I did not pass it because I was just surprised. I didn't really know what was supposed to go on. Like I knew the things that we had to do, but when the test came, and it was on my birthday. Yeah, I had to do AP tests on my birthday twice in a row. You can text me on my phone. Since we're on the subject of exams too, y'all also need to practice the SAT. Also something I did not do. You guys need to practice for the SAT. SAT is way harder than the PSAT. I just want to say that right now. And the PSAT, you take that every single year until junior year. So you take it 9th grade, 10th grade, and then junior year is when you take the actual SAT. Practice for the SAT. They got stuff on Khan Academy. They got a book. Just practice it. Don't try to do it last minute. Self call out. You don't want to get a bad score. If you're planning to apply to colleges that look at SAT scores, yeah, you definitely got to practice that SAT because you don't want to try to apply to colleges and they're looking at your scores and then they just have that one low score. It's the SAT. Honestly, the exam stuff, I feel like it personally, if you plan on going to a college that don't look at it, I feel like it doesn't matter. But if you're planning to go to a school that looks at it, like a UC or somewhere out of state that looks at different scores, I suggest that you study and you get those high so it makes you look more competitive. This segment might be long and I'm so sorry if it is, but I feel I have to say this as a person who cuts everybody off. And okay, before like you guys come for me and say, why do you cut everybody off? It is reasonable. I don't just cut people off for no reason. When you're in high school, you go through a lot of friendships. Sometimes people change in high school. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that they don't change. Most people change in high school. Some people change for the better, some people change for the worse. For me, when I cut people off, it's because they change for the worse. And child, if they see this video, like and subscribe. I'm just kidding. When I meet my friends, it's usually when I'm like on sports teams or clubs. My first friends that I made is because I joined the dance team, so I knew a lot of people on dance and a lot of people on cheer. And then with being on dance, we perform a lot, so we meet other athletes along the way. For clubs, I am in my BSU club, Black Student Union. Definitely, I would say, black people who is watching this video, join BSU at your school. If you don't got no BSU, make one.
I meant to add this, it's not just for black people too. If there are any other cultural clubs, I would suggest that you join. Honestly, if there isn't a cultural club for you, I would suggest making one if you want to. If you want to make a club, just to make more of a community.
If you make a club, like if you plan to go to college, it shows that you have more to offer than just grades. Like you have a personal life, whatever. I don't really know how to describe, but schools don't just look at grades, guys. Schools don't just look at grades. They look at your other stuff too, like your extracurricular. If you just plan to go to school and you don't do anything, it kind of looks boring. I'm not gonna lie. Don't be the lame one who don't do school activities. I'm saying this like for real, for real. I have to say this because I know some people who just go their entire high school experience without doing any fun stuff. Don't make your high school experience boring. Like high school, I know a lot of people say this, but it is true. High school goes by very fast. I was a freshman in 2022. I'm graduating next year. I just got here, like I said, in my last day of junior year vlog. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it. I'll put that in the little thingy in the corner. I just got here and I'm graduating. Like, way to evict me out your school. You was like, go graduate, we don't want you here no more. I would say do school activities. Like if there's a dance, go to the dance. Even if you don't got no date, go to the dance. Ain't nothing stopping you from going and having fun, getting dressed up. Even if you don't have a fancy dress, dress up somehow. It don't gotta be fancy for you to have fun, unless it's prom. Our school has like this movie night where they project a movie and it's very fun. They sell like certain snacks. The different clubs sell like certain snacks. I think just participate. Dang, if you don't got nothing that makes it fun at school, make something. Make a club, make events for your school. Don't make your high school experience boring. Don't just focus on school and your grades. While that is important, it's also important for you to have fun. You don't want to be depressed in high school. I've never been in a relationship. I personally feel, and you can disagree with me if you want, you can disagree with me. I feel like when you first come into high school, relationships should not really be priority. And you can disagree with me if you want. I just don't. I feel like if you're just settling into the school, you should get used to how the school works, getting your work done, like the different school events. I've seen a lot of people center their high school experiences around guys, and I genuinely think it's stupid. I said it. I think it's stupid. I'm not against dating in high school, but to me, the way that I view it after graduation, I'm not saying this is all the time. Some people, they do long distance after high school. I personally just feel like if you're gonna be in a relationship through high school, like most high school relationships are not healthy. Boys are not really serious in high school. I feel most of the boys at my school, they're jokey jokes. Yeah, they like to joke around a lot. They don't take stuff seriously. They kind of give Jeremiah Fisher. I despise Jeremiah. If you're a Jeremiah stan, shoot, go watch the video too so you can open your eyes. I feel like dating in high school, it's not like the movies, y'all. I feel like a lot of people have like a picture of what relationships in high school look like, and they think like it's like High School Musical, or like it's like the romantic movies that have settings in school. It's not at all. I promise you it's not. I feel like there is a very small batch of guys who actually love and care for their girlfriend. Most of the people at my school, again, I don't know if this is everybody, that's why I'm saying my school, who are in relationships, they don't be staying in a relationship for long. They don't. And if they do, it's toxic. They be breaking up, getting back together. Okay, I know I mentioned the friendship thing and I said how people can change, but I'm gonna expand on that. I definitely think that you should watch your friends. 100% watch who you're being friends with. I mentioned this in my middle school advice video 3 years ago. Yeah, that's very old, guys, and some people still watch it. That's crazy to me. But if you have not watched it and you're going to middle school, I would suggest going to watch that. I still agree with that to this day, but I definitely think that you should watch your friends. Watch who you want to be friends with. I said this again in my middle school video, but I'm gonna reiterate it for the people who did not see it. I would definitely watch the person before you decide that you want to be friends with them, and watch how their actions are before you want to be friends with them, because someone can seem like a nice friend and then they're treating someone else badly. If you really think about it, like if someone can be that mean to someone else, how do you think they treat you if they were upset with you? If they're talking bad about someone else who's supposed to be their friend, what do you think they're doing when you're gone? Think about it, because I feel like some people don't be thinking about that. Some people just be like, oh yeah, she was talking crap about her friend. Baby, she probably talking crap about you. You probably the other friend. When you leave, she gonna be talking bad about you. And sophomore year for me, that was low-key like wake up call, because I thought, keyword, I thought I had a best friend. I'm not going to say every single detail. I'm just gonna keep it brief because I don't want it to be too long. Basically, she was a friend of me. I feel like she got close to me because she liked me and she liked my style and how I was, but secretly, she did not like me. Anytime she had the chance, she would always say embarrassing things about me in front of a crowd to basically like shut me up. If I said something and she didn't like how I said it, she would say something embarrassing about me. Mind you, if you're mature enough, if you don't like something, you could just communicate it like a regular human being. But I digress. And you definitely have to watch your friends. That's not one of the other stuff that she did, but comment if you want a story time or not. I definitely think that you should watch your friends. Sometimes the people who you think are your friends, they could be your biggest enemy. They could be your biggest hater. That the people who hate you, some people, they act like they don't like you. Honey, they may hate you, but they're your biggest fan at the same time. They be liking everything that you do. They go and copy it. I'm gonna give you an example. So I got this Sol de Janeiro spray, the 71. Now, I know some of y'all don't like the 71. That is the best scent out of all of them. Argue with me in the comments. 62 does not smell as good as 71. I will say that right now. 71 is the best scent in Sol de Janeiro. The best one. We were at Sephora. We were going through the scents. I was saying I wanted to get that one, and she was like, oh, I don't like that scent.
So basically, I forgot to add that when we went to Sephora, we went and basically smelled all the Sol de Janeiro sprays, and she did not like them. So after I bought the one that I wanted, I was getting a lot of compliments about it, and sometimes she would try to overshadow me. Like, someone would say, oh, something smells so good, it smells like caramel, and my scent smells like caramel. She's like, oh yeah, well, it's probably mine, it's my Versace or my Dolce Gabbana. And when they would say it's me smelling good, she would basically get upset and then try to embarrass me.
The second we don't become friends, why is she coming to school the next day with the Sol de Janeiro spray that she said she didn't like it for? You didn't like it, but then when you saw me with it, you went and got it. Some people, I feel like, when some people, I'm not saying all, when some people dislike you, it's not because they dislike you. They just dislike the fact that you are doing something that they want to be like, but they know they can't be like you. They like what you're doing, they just don't like that you're doing it. That's how I feel. If you guys disagree, that's okay. We agree to disagree. I genuinely just feel like some people who are haters, they are miserable. That's why I feel like you should watch out for who is your friend, because some people, they may fake like they're not miserable, and the second that they see you happy, they're all of a sudden just raining down on your parade. Yeah, and I feel like there are a lot of people like that in high school. I genuinely feel like there's a lot of people like that in high school. I met more people like that in high school than I did in middle school. And middle school for me is genuinely like, that is when I got bullied the most. I know some of you are like, you got bullied? Yes, girl. Yes, I got bullied in 8th grade. Watch your friends. A person that you think could be your best friend could be your worst enemy. You gotta watch their actions, how they act with someone else before you decide that you want to be their friend. Because an action that they might not show you, they might show to someone else, and you might find that as a red flag. I'm gonna mention this too. I'm gonna mention this because honestly, when people do this, it's so annoying. It's very annoying because, like, teachers don't get paid enough for this. Don't argue with your teacher. Please don't argue with your teacher. When I mean argue with your teacher, I don't mean like if the teacher is being rude to you and you're trying to address a situation, which to me, I feel like have your mama talk to them about it. I don't think a kid should be arguing with an adult, because to me that it just gets nowhere, because the adult always feels like they're right because they're adult. I don't think that you should argue with your teacher. I don't think that you should pick fights with your teacher. Just pass the class, do the work and pass the class. I used to have a lot of people in my class, especially last year. Oh my god, it was so annoying, where they would literally just be fighting with the teacher for no reason, just fighting with the teacher just because they could. I'm like, I don't understand. And mind, when I say it could be literally out of nowhere, I mean from the bottom of my heart that they literally start fights out of nothing. It will be like the teacher tells them to move their seat, and they just all of a sudden just be like,
oh my god, I don't know why I have to move my seat. Like, why can't I just stay here?
If the teacher told you to do something, just do it. They're the teacher for the reason. They credential. They just trying to teach the class, and you making it difficult for them. Do not make it difficult difficult for the teacher. Not only are you disrupting class, you disrupting everybody else's time to learn. Adding on to the class thing, turn your work in on time. Turn your work in on time. Some teachers don't let you turn it in late. I used to have like my AP Spanish class. She did not allow late work. When she had a deadline, that was the deadline. Like, some teachers are very strict on deadlines, so I would recommend practicing turning your stuff in on time. Don't have the habit of turning stuff in late, because if you turn it in late, sometimes they will give you a 0 for it. You won't be able to make it up. Some people deduct points from making it late. So get the work done on time. I don't care if it's an essay. Write the essay. It takes less time to write the essay than waiting 2 weeks to write the essay, because you could have got the essay done 2 weeks ago. I said it. As a person who sometimes does late work, it's not a good habit. It's not a good habit at all, because basically what ends up happening is that the work piles up. The work keep piling up like Jenga, and then the tower finally just topples over because you're overwhelmed and you realize you got to do like 200 assignments in 2 weeks because the school year is ended. So just do the work when it needs to be done. The more you procrastinate, I feel like it's gonna be harder for you to do it. I don't know why, but for me, when I procrastinated and then I finally did it and the assignment took me like 30 minutes, it just reminded me I could have done that 2 weeks ago and it would have taken 30 minutes and it would have been on time, instead of me waiting 2 weeks to do it and now it's late. And on top of that, I want to say, teachers don't grade the second that you turn the work in. A lot of people think that when you turn work in, that it automatically needs to be graded. You know, the teachers have like hundreds of students, right? They're not automatically just gonna grade your work because you turned it in. Honestly, it would be better if you turned it in on time, so that when they are grading all the work, yours is getting graded with all the work and with the deadline that they had. Just turn it on time. I promise you, like, even if it's like, I kid you not, my AP Spanish Lit teacher gave me a big old stack of papers that I burned in that bonfire. It was a thick stack of papers that we had to read over spring break. I'm like, who this fuck? Who this fuck? Why you just hand that to me and it's like, I'm gonna say this because it's connecting to work. Don't use ChatGPT. I honestly don't use AI. Don't cheat. Just do the work. Cheating, to me, I feel like the effort that you put into cheating is the effort that you could have put in studying and actually learning it. To me, if you continue to cheat, you just get nowhere. You can cheat on the assignment. What if you have a test on it? Then what? You're not gonna know what Pythagorean theorem is because you ChatGPT'd it. Teachers know. The teachers be knowing when you be using the AI, the ChatGPT and stuff. ChatGPT types stuff out in a format that you can tell that AI wrote it, with all the emojis and the hyphens and the way that they write it with extra exclamation points. Like, the text seems like it's trying to seem human and it's not. So when you try to take shortcuts and be like, let me just type this essay into ChatGPT, they put it in and it's something like a big old long thing. You put it in and you get a 0. Don't be surprised that you got the 0. Don't be surprised when you got the 0. ChatGPT is not accurate majority of the time. If you were to say, write an essay about World War I, the ChatGPT write it for you. They're literally going to dissect every single part of World War I. Most of the time in classes, y'all don't go through every single part of World War I. So when you put a part of World War I that y'all didn't learn and you're surprised that you got a 0, teacher ain't teach that to you. To me, like, do what y'all want. I personally don't think that ChatGPT or cheating is gonna get you anywhere. You may pass with the grade, but I promise you college is gonna be much harder and you can't just ChatGPT your way out of it. I know I'm gonna be mentioning friendships a lot because I feel like friendships is a very crucial thing in high school. Your first friend group is never your final friend group. Just because you think that you're in one friend group, don't think that's gonna last forever. I've jumped around from friend group to friend group in high school. First friend group does not equal final friend group. That's not gonna be your friends for the entirety of high school. I feel like a lot of people, they be saying like, oh, when you go to high school, you're gonna have one friend group, you're gonna stay together for the rest of the high school. That's a lie. That is a lie and that is BS. Stop falling for that propaganda. It's not true. Don't walk into high school thinking you're gonna be in one friend group the entirety of high school, and it is okay to not be in a friend group and just have multiple friends that you have. You don't have to be in a secure friend group. Whoever told y'all that, they lied to you. In my opinion, staying in the same friend group or a big friend group in high school can become toxic. Coming from someone who is in a big friend group, it was toxic. It was just so toxic because there was so many people. Some people got beef with people in the friend group, other people got beef with someone else, and then they're not telling each other. They just all talking crap about each other and nobody actually addressing it. They just talking crap about each other in secret with other people. It's too much. Como se dice, es mucho. I don't think that you should stay in one friend group the entirety of high school. To me, that seems boring because there are so many people in high school that you can meet. I'm not saying staying with one friend is bad, but I say if you're staying with one friend, make sure it's a good friend. It's a good friend that supports you through thick and thin. It is okay to make other friends. I don't know who made the rule like you can only be with one friend group. No, don't be afraid to explore stuff in high school. Don't be afraid to explore different classes. I feel, and maybe you guys can disagree with me in the comments if you want, I feel like you make more friends in your classes than you do in clubs. Also, I want to say that don't be afraid to be social. As a person who sometimes is antisocial, I'm an ambivert. I like to be social when I want to be social, and I like to be antisocial when I want to be antisocial. Don't be afraid to talk to people and speak up. As a 9th grader, I always felt very afraid. Yeah, I just felt like it was very intimidating to talk, but I honestly feel like you should not really feel intimidated to do something that you want. Even if people laugh at you, let them laugh. I don't care, because people who be laughing, they always be bummy. I said it, I didn't stutter. Now I said don't be like afraid to make friends. Just because I said don't be afraid to make friends does not equal that everybody is your friend. Not everybody is your friend. Don't be going and oversharing your business to everybody. You don't want everybody to be all up in your business. We got 2 different cups of tea. You stay in yours, I stay in mine. I stay in my lane, you stay in yours. There's no intersection.
You a fucking rich nigga for the fame, won't you? You would get that pussy up to a lane, won't you?
I'ma say this because I genuinely think that it is stupid. Don't fight in high school. Don't fight, period. Fighting is stupid. I'll tell you why. I think it's so stupid because y'all just be fighting over every little thing. Y'all disagree about something? Oh, you wanna fight? You wanna fight? What? You messing up your face, you messing up your nails, you messing up your hair just to fight somebody. And to me, it's not even worth it. Most of the time they be fighting, it's over some stupid argument, or it's mostly over a guy. Like, why are we fighting over a guy? He not fighting over you, and on top of that, he always be looking bummy. Like, most of the time that they be fighting over guys, he look like a troll under the bridge. Like, he looks like Shrek's cousin, and y'all just like,
Oh, you touched my man, you touched my man.
that's not gonna be your man in 3 years when you graduate. Fighting is dumb, and especially because the way that y'all go about it is super stupid. If someone hit, let's just put this in this way, and I learned this from Collins because I used to love his videos, and I don't know why he stopped posting his videos, but he needs to go ahead and upload on YouTube because his videos were amazing. I will never understand why when you guys get hit by someone, your obvious answer is to hit back when you could just take it to court and press charges and get their money. Why don't you just drain them financially, then drain them physically? Fighting, to me, it's very humiliating. I feel like people who get in fights, they never live it down. And putting it on the internet and social media and recording it, that does not help either. But to me, fighting is stupid. You never see me in a fight. If somebody hit me, I'm taking them to court. I would rather drain their bank account so they could be broke than hit somebody. Maybe that's just me. I just genuinely think fighting is dumb. I think it's stupid. So let's just not fight. You have a lot of other stuff. You have a lot of other things to work towards in high school. High school, I feel like, is really like when you can work towards your goals. If you have goals, you can work towards that to get to college, and then you work on it more so you can be more successful. It's not fighting over some crusty man. It's not that. It's stupid. I'ma say it. Ain't nobody said it. I'ma say it. I'ma take one for the team. Fighting is dumb, and I think y'all should stop fighting. It's so weird, it's humiliating, it's stupid. Everybody just,
Oh, sugar honey iced tea. Oh, she getting dragged.
You like what you say, you want a video made.
Again, connecting to the friend group thing, if you feel like someone is treating you a certain type of way or leaving you out and you don't like how they're treating you, you can leave. There is no shame in being alone or hanging out alone. There's no shame in being by yourself. People who bully people for being by themselves, you're bummy. You're bummy and miserable. If you don't like how someone is treating you with the friends, you don't have to stay with that person just because you want friends or you don't want to be alone. There's no shame in being by yourself. There's absolutely no shame in being by yourself. If you want to make more friends, like I said, you can talk to people in your class. You can talk to people in clubs. I don't know who made it seem like,
Oh, you're by yourself. Ew.
No, you're ill for bullying someone by being alone, and you're alone right now. It don't even make sense. We two peas in the same pod. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. If you don't want to be by yourself, obviously there are ways that you can't be by yourself. I mentioned those. You don't have to settle for somebody who's treating you badly just because you want friends and you want people to be around you. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends at all. Those are just people who you want around you so that you don't feel alone. They're basically like mannequins. Please don't be that one person who always be getting into drama. I feel like this connects to the fighting thing, telling your business to everybody. People who get into drama, I feel like they don't have anything to lose. They don't have nothing good going on. So that's the only thing they have. Don't associate yourself with someone who is always in drama, because they're gonna get you into it too. I had one person who I used to be friends with. She got into drama with one of her friends and then was trying to get me into it. Bro, I don't care what you over there with her ex. Like, I have nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with me. If something has nothing to do with you, stay out of it. Don't insert yourself in any type of situation where it doesn't involve you. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like I have to explain that one too much. I feel like y'all know not to involve yourself. If you already do that, I would suggest stopping. High school, I feel like if you involve yourself in drama that don't got nothing to do with you, you also gonna be in the same group of people who be fighting. Drama plus fighting, I feel like it just goes hand in hand. Y'all fight because there's drama. If you getting in drama that has nothing to do with you, you just involving yourself just because you can, you the pot mixer, stop doing that. Because I promise you, if you the type of person that does that, you're not gonna have a lot of friends because people don't trust you, and you just gonna be getting in and out of trouble. I'm gonna say this, and if you disagree with me, I don't care, because it's true. PE is not the place where you're supposed to be looking cute. What I mean by that, because there used to be some people in my class who would try to make like their PE clothes look revealing. Girl, you're not Karen from Mean Girls. PE is physical education. You're trying to work out. This is not, we're not wearing compression shorts with a tight top, and no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I just don't think that y'all should be dressing all revealing during PE. I think it's inappropriate. Just dress in what you're supposed to dress in. You don't have to look all like out. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. And I feel like most of the people who used to do that were freshmen. Even when I had PE when I wasn't a freshman, the freshmen when I came in, they used to be doing that. I'm like, see, now you've gone too far now. You're doing too much. You don't need to do all that. You do not need to do all that. Please and thank you. If you disagree with me on this, then you are exactly who I'm talking about. Because a person who doesn't do this would not feel guilty. If you feel guilty or offended by what I'm about to say, you do it. With group projects, please don't be the one in the group where you do absolutely nothing. You don't do nothing and then you try to take credit for the other people's work. As you can see from my face, I'm definitely not the person who does that if I'm bringing it up, and I'm definitely the person where the other person who's lazy wants to take credit for my work that I put work in. Girl, the only work that you put in is that you were just sitting there trying to look pretty. You didn't do no work. Please don't try to take credit for other people's work if you did not put the work in. I promise you, if there are people in your group who do that, I know this sounds petty, and yes, I agree, it is petty, but it's necessary, okay? If they didn't do no work, take their name off the document. One time I had to do a group project with 2 girls. This was 10th grade, and we had to do 2 boxes each. There was 6 boxes in total. I did my part, the other girl did her part. That girl did not do her part, and so I told my teacher, I said, I don't want to get a bad grade because they didn't do anything, but the other girl did something and I did something. And he said, I'm just gonna grade your portion. If you explain to the teachers, they might just grade your portion. If they are the type of person who doesn't like, they don't do that, girl, get your mama involved, send an email or something. Because honestly, I genuinely feel like it's not fair for your grade to go down because someone else did not participate. And even if you're asking them to and they're not, that's not my fault. That's not my fault that Vivian doesn't want to participate. So you know what I did? 2 weeks later, and she's like, oh yeah, I need to turn that in. Mind you, it was my document. I shared my doc with her friend and her. I literally removed them both from the document. I revoked their access, so they can't access it no more. How are you gonna get the grade? How are you gonna try to turn in my work and expect to get an A? Your part is blank. I feel like if someone is trying to take credit for your work in a group project, cut them completely off. I don't care how petty it sounds. You're not gonna be rejoicing with an A with my work. That's not happening. No way. You're not gonna be rejoicing with an A when you did F work, which means zilch. None. You didn't do anything. You earned a 0. If you didn't do your work and you're trying to turn the work in, heck to the no. I'm gonna revoke your access from the doc. You can't access no doc. You can't turn in no work. And I revoked your access from her friend too, so her friend couldn't send it to her. The friend's like,
oh yeah, well, I can send it to you.
no, you can't. All I'm saying is, and I know know y'all are like, yeah, you probably don't have any remorse. No, I don't have remorse for trying to have someone try to turn in my own work to try to get an A. That's crazy. I know I talked about cheating because I feel like this kind of goes with it. If a person is trying to cheat off you, yes, I'm the type of person that will call them out. I know y'all like, oh yeah, you're not cool. I don't care. I'm not gonna get in trouble because someone else is trying to cheat off me, because guess what, if they catch us, we're both getting in trouble. I'd rather they get in trouble instead of me getting in trouble because I did not do anything. They wanted to cheat because they didn't study. I feel like that's it. If I missed anything, please let me know and put it down in the comments, so if so, I can make a part 2. If you haven't, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment your favorite part of this video, and you can also comment your disagrees, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.